Hello, beautiful life path number one. You are my first tarot path 2025. That's what I'm going to call them, because you can't really call them tarot scopes because it's not horoscopes, it's life path numbers. So life path one, we begin with you. Now, I've pulled your cards ahead of time because this would have taken a long time otherwise. I'm going to do the same for every other life path number, but I'm going to pull some clarifiers as we go along. I've had a chance to look at your 2025, and I'm going to say that for the first 6 months, it's pretty evenly kind of, how would I say this? You spend the first part, it feels like, or you're going to invest some of your energy in 2025 in changing things. And I'm gonna point out something that's really fantastic here. The top cards, which I'm assuming is the first 6 months of the year, people are standing and doing stuff. By the end, the star card is going down on one knee, and then for the last part of the year, except for this one, they're all pretty much just sitting down. Did you notice? Sitting. And your oracle cards, the first one is a change in the wind for this section, and then an observer for the second section. So it kind of just comes in together, which is really fantastic. I mean, it's kind of really cool that it's split up this way. So let's take it for what I'm seeing. Let's say you take the first part of the year, putting action to your words, to your thoughts. You start off with the Judgment card, which is a review, release, and change card. Right there you have an action. It's like I'm gonna do things, and it looks like you're trying to even things out. You see the Temperance card, one cup into another, the Star, one cup, balancing out the other. Good work with the 8. You do have the Moon here, but the Moon is intuition, and so is the High Priestess as well. It can be the card of confusion, it can be the card of illusion, but it's also the card of intuition, like I like to mention. And yeah, again, there's an action, howling of the moon, stuff like that. So I feel that you're definitely going to be doing something when you review. If I'm to read this just as to read it, you're reviewing something to change it, and part of that is trusting your intuition, and then you get deep into work about it. Okay, this could be confusion. It could also be just tapping back into your intuition. And if it is confusion, by the end of this cycle, it looks like you're putting balance and refocusing on your star. Okay, your hope, your peace, your renewal, your boundlessness, your healing. You're putting it all together. I feel like they're working really with each other here to get to where you want to go. By the second half of 2025, I feel the Emperor card come in. It's like you're sitting down going, I have accomplished. Like almost like I feel stable, I feel structured, I feel good. And then you go into a heart space. You get the 2 9s, which is focusing on the self a lot. But it's not a bad thing. It's just focusing on your blessings, your abundance. It's like working on yourself, I would say. And then you have the King of Cups, which comes in to show, like, doesn't matter what's going on, you're just kind of sitting here chill, okay? And you end it with the Ace of Wands, which is one of your cards. It's being inspired. It's being inspirational, because as a magician, you're one, right? So what do I feel for your year? I feel that you're going to work hard at something that you want. And I feel that you're going to see some of those rewards, but you're going to continue observing. I don't feel like you're going to call it, like the final thing, like the end line, the finish line. Maybe you will, but I get the sensation that you're just going to vigilantly work on your year, which I mean, is all that we really do. But it's nice to get a little snapshot to see, what, when, possibly, whatever. I like that. It's kind of cool and neat. Let's see. I'm going to take the little book and get to read the little oracle cards to see what comes in. 3 is creativity. because it's 12, and 49 is 13, and that's 4. So you get 3 and 4. I like the smoothness of the going 3 into 4. You also have the 4, the Emperor here. I feel a smoothness in your journey, my magicians. I don't feel like you're tumbling along having a hard time. Maybe it's the Hermit that's coming in, because we have the Hermit is going to be year 9, and the way I see that is because we're in 2025. So if you add all those numbers up, it's 2 plus 2 plus 5, and it's 9. So we're heading into a Hermit year because of 2025. Remember to check out your own personal year number. How do you do that? You're going, Jane, how do I do that? Well, you take 2025, your month and your day, and you calculate it like you would your life path number individually. Okay, so you would calculate 2 plus 2, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, because it's 2025, but you don't need to put the zeros in there. Let's say you were born in April plus 4, and then on the 12 plus 1 plus 2. And then you add all of that up, and it's going to give you a digit, okay? Mine for this year came out, and it's not going to be, you don't need to stop it at a single digit. Mine ends up being 14, and it's for the year card, for your year card. You can go all the way to 21 with the major arcana, even 22, which represents the Fool, 0. Okay, so you can go all the way up there in your cards for your year. Okay, and that'll be your card for the year, your number for the year. Mine's 14, it's Temperance. It also happens to be my shadow card, because 1 plus 4 is 5, and I'm a 5. So it's going to be a very meaningful year for me. Please let not that be a Freudian slip, but whatever. We're going to just check that out and take a look at it and find your year card. You know we're in the Hermit year. That means all of the planets going to be introspective. There's going to be a lot of introspections, hopefully into spiritual paths, contemplation. Yeah, I remember my last Hermit year, so I'm good with that. It was a pretty good year. Okay, so let's see here, 12. Okay. A change and a wind. So it says a sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for storm. Awareness that your plans may not be on firm ground. And feeling a shift. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. It's just there's a change coming, right? Not on firm ground, not on steady ground, but you will be, I feel like, you know, this is the action, and this is the settling in. So, uncertainty about which directions the winds are going to blow. Okay, so it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent, like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation, of outer conditions, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with expectations and even maybe your desires. Stay the course. Remember that even storms serve to clear the air. Scatter seeds and nourish the soul for better things ahead. And that's what I feel you're doing here. You're scattering seeds for the better days ahead. Like you are building something here. Very much so. Okay? Anticipate with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies, and the word magic came in, and you're the magician. So, yeah, you take it for what it's worth, okay? Take it for what it's worth. So then you have the Observer. Let's see, 49. Okay, perspective, objectivity, and observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you've engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. Illumination's right here, the star card, okay? So, I'd say you have found it. What I wasn't anticipating with these cards is they're kind of giving you some advice as well in the upcoming year. The first one is about shifting winds and how that may feel uncomfortable to you at some points, where you may feel like you're not on solid ground and you may be afraid or wondering, what do I do here? I don't feel uncertainty in the cards at the top. I feel like there's a lot of, but I'm talking about energies that are coming in. I'm not sitting there individually with all of you going, how do you feel about this, right? So I feel that their advice is like, even though you may not know, or you want the zebra stripes to stay the same, to just kind of go with the flow. And I feel that's what I'm seeing here. There's a lot about intuition and keeping your nose to the grindstone and getting stuff done. So I do feel that you know your general direction, and that will probably help you more than anything, even if you're not seeing what's coming completely at the end of this, which is okay. The other part is to be an observer, but they're also talking about not just you and others, and I've noticed these 2 9s are about the you. So maybe they are asking you to also consider the people around you or the conditions around you that are going to be touched by what you're doing here, okay? To go not only for the one, but for the all. And as a one, as a magician, you have a lot of power. So you do tend to go it alone, in other words, to take control of the reins and take your power and make things happen. But in this case, it's almost like they're saying, when you're sitting back and relaxing in the second part, please take into consideration everything and all the moving parts and all the people involved, okay, in this kind of thing. So I really like this for you. Of course, it's not going to be too in-depth because I can't go 12 months in advance. A lot of things can happen in 12 months, so I would never give you predictions. But energetically, I feel that this is a great way of being and a great goal to strive for. To work 6 months into the year at something, accomplish it or get it going, and then use the rest of those months to hone in and really stabilize it and really have some concrete and wonderful growth in your life. It isn't a bad goal to strive for. It isn't a bad thing to want. And I wish you the very best, regardless if this is what your path looks like or not. I hope that you remember that as a one, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of personal power. You have a lot of intention. You also have fantastic tools. I want you to remember your power, because as a one, you're not really truly a one, you're a 10. You're a cycle shifter. You're a wheel of fortune. There hasn't been a one born since the year 998, and there won't be one for a very long time. That's I guess they call it pure, true blue magician, right? You're a 10 always going down to a 1. But that's okay. You still have the magician's toolbox, all of his spell books. You have everything you need. You just got to remember who you are and how much power that you have, because you truly do have a power. It would be like not being Merlin, but being a very close descendant. So please remember that you are truly magical, and you have the power to shift things. So please, I feel that's what you're doing in this year. You are shifting things. You're taking that first part of year to shift, and the next part of year to hone in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. This has been your Tarot Life Path 2025. If you know anybody else who would enjoy this, please make sure to share it and let them be part. As always, I will be posting weekly readings that you can find here on the channel in 2025. Thank you so much for being part. of my group, of my friends, of my people, this community. And I wish you the very best for the upcoming year. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.